So let's go to the phones. Irie Jam Radio, Turn It Up Thursday. Good evening. Hello?
Good evening, Dubmaster.
Good evening. Hello. What is your first name?
My first name is Janet.
Hi, Janet. How you doing this evening?
I'm good, thank you.
Janet.
I'm calling.
Janet.
Yes, sir.
Janet.
Yes, sir.
Where is
Yes,
your
sir.
manners, Janet? You got to say good evening to the doctor.
Good evening, Dr. Johnson. I'm sorry, Dubmaster. You started speaking to me before I got a chance to talk to Dr.
Okay,
Johnson.
okay. Go ahead.
Good evening, my beautiful African queen. Good evening.
Good evening to you all. And I just want to say that I am a parent who experienced some of the things that you're talking about in regards to the school system 25 years ago. And I want to find out if the schools are being paid to put the kids in special ed and put them on medication, because I was a parent who they called Child Protective Service on, and I almost got arrested, and a lot of crazy things happened to me and my son because I had to take him out of that school.
To answer your question, yes, special education is a business. Special education is a racket. Special education is a hustle. It is a program whereby schools get paid for labeling kids with problems that they do not have. On average, a child in special education will receive twice as much money, or should I say the school will receive for the child twice as much money as the regular education children. So for example, if I'm a student in the Bronx and the average per pupil expenditure for New York City schools is $15,000, hypothetically speaking, let's say New York spends $15,000 per child across the city. Once my parents sign me over to special ed and allow me to get evaluated and classified and placed in special ed and given an IEP, I will not be worth $15,000 anymore. I will be worth $30,000. Special education is a financial hustle, and that's why we need parents to wake up.
Wow.
And I agree with you on that, because that was my experience dealing with the school system in Nassau County. They labeled my son, they tried to put him on medication, and when I didn't do it, they called Child Protective Service on me, and, you know, I had to go through the system and fight with the system. It's very hard. I had to fight for my son. I had to really, really fight for my son.
Yeah.
And parents need to understand that this is real. What you're saying is exactly real. I am a Jamaican parent, and my son was reading before he got to preschool. And because he was able to read, they thought he had a disorder because he was reading the clock in kindergarten. And they told me to teach him how to idle in Nassau County School. I should teach my child how to idle because he didn't know how to idle.
Wow. I'm not surprised. Nothing I hear surprises me, and I've seen most of it.
Wow. Well, Janet, so now you know now you know that, you know, obviously, you know, what you're experiencing is not by accident. And I think one of the things that you need to do is maybe, you know, talk a little bit more and go meet and greet Dr. Umar tomorrow in Brooklyn.
Yes, I'm gonna try to make it, because there are a lot of parents out there who don't understand. And when I tell people, if I know somebody right now who their child is recommended to go into special ed, I tell them run the other way. I had to go through psychologists, and don't go to the people that they suggest you to go to, because they will send you to a doctor that they're working with, so they will get the diagnosis that they want. And once you go to that doctor, they're going to get what they want. You're not going to get what you want. Pediatricians are in on it. The psychologists are in on it. They're all together. So you have to go outside of their system because they're going to recommend a doctor for you to go to. And they're going to tell you where they want to go. And that was my problem. I didn't go. When I called up the doctor that they suggested, I didn't remember her name. And I could only remember the first name, and the person knew exactly who I was talking about. And so I ran the other way, and I took him to my private doctor. And they were upset about that. You know, and so parents have to be aware of this.
Yeah. Well, Janet, I thank you very much for the call because we're going to try to get in as many calls as we can. Dr. Umar, so...
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. You're welcome, Janet. All right, so Dr. Umar, so parents out there who are experiencing stuff like this, I mean, what is the course of action? What can they do about it?
Well, the first thing they need to do is master the book. And I'm not saying that, but I spent 3 years writing this book. It took me 3 years. And it's 600 pages for a reason. They need to get the book because once you sign that paper, for them to evaluate your child, you have just given them permission to classify your child. And ADHD is very dangerous, Honorable, because once they label your child with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, once you're classified with ADHD, if you refuse the medicine, if you do not accept the medication, they will call New York Child Protective Services on you for New York City, and you will have your children taken away from you for failure to medicate for ADHD. So if you don't believe in medication, you don't believe in ADHD. No child should be getting an evaluation for ADHD unless you plan to put them on drugs.
Wow. Dr. DrUmarJohnson is here with us, ladies and gentlemen. Cyber Jam Radio, Thursday evening, Dubmaster Chris, and we're going back to the phones. You have a question for Dr. DrUmarJohnson? Let's hear it. Cyber Jam Radio, good evening. Hello. Hello, good evening. Okay, going once, twice. Good evening. Okay, Jordan, let's move on and take another call. All right, Ira Jam Radio, good evening. Hello.
Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Can
yes,
you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. What's your name?
Okay. Good evening. My name also is Janet.
Another Janet. Good evening.
Another Janet. Good evening, Dr. Umar. It is truly a pleasure to speak with you.
Likewise.
I have a comment and a question. My comment is your mention about Obama. I feel that as a person of color, we looked at Obama as though he was the savior for our people. And indeed, he was the president for the United States of America. I would like you to point out that Obama did implement several prison reforms. He also did, with Eric Holder, start a smart crime in 2013. Mitch McConnell was very problematic in Obama trying to do more for our people, and he granted clemency to more inmates than any other president in 64 years. So I wanted us to also put that out where President Obama and Biden were concerned. Thank you.
Okay. And respect to that question, my queen, but I have to push back. The clemency that Barack Obama granted to prisoners went mostly to white prisoners, not black ones. Yes, there were black people who were also let out of jail, but it was mostly white people. And he did not change any of the major mass incarceration laws that disproportionately affect black people. They did reduce the cocaine sentencing disparity from about 500 to 1 to about 300 to 1. So then the question becomes, if you stick a knife in my back and you take the knife halfway out my back, but you still leave the knife in my back. Have you healed the wound? And the answer is no. We also have to talk about the homosexualization of the public schools. We also have to talk about Barack Obama's decision to raise the bounty on a black woman's head, Assata Shakur, from $1 million to $2 million. We have to talk about Barack Obama's refusal to support reparations for African people. We also have to talk about Barack Obama's refusal to exonerate the Honorable Marcus Garvey from the illegal charges of J. Edgar Hoover. We also have to talk about Barack Obama taking money away from HBCUs and giving it to PWIs who service black people. So here's my question, and I'll ask it, and I've never gotten an answer yet. Can somebody name a single law that Barack Obama even tried to get passed, that was specifically designed to benefit blacks? I can give you 4 laws that he passed specifically designed to benefit, homosexuals and lesbians. I can give you 2 laws specifically designed to benefit white women. I can give you another 2 laws specifically designed to benefit non-African immigrants. But you can't give me a single law that Barack Obama signed specifically designed to benefit black people. So I love you, my queen, and I respect you, but we have to be brutally honest about Barack Obama. He did not do black America any good. Every index of black progress became worse under Obama. School dropout, worse. Mass incarceration, worse. Black joblessness, worse. He did not reduce a single index when it comes to black people in this country.
Wow.